Everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
Interview 1. It finally happened. The moment most fans never believed would become reality. Two eras of boxing found themselves in the same room, standing face to face. On one side stood the undefeated legend, a master tactician who built a perfect record and turned the sport into a global financial powerhouse. On the other was a modern-day juggernaut, a relentless champion who stormed through weight divisions, dismantled elite opponents, and redefined what dominance looks like in this era. There were no scripted promos, no artificial hype, and no fantasy matchups. Just undeniable tension hanging in the air. Past and present locked eyes, both fully aware of the magnitude of the moment. This wasn't just another stare down. It felt monumental, a clash between legacy and the present day. And whoever emerges from this encounter doesn't just win an exchange. They reshape the narrative of boxing itself.
You think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah.
But to truly grasp how this moment came together, you have to turn back the clock. For over a decade, Floyd Mayweather ruled boxing from the top, untouched, unquestioned. 50 fights, 50 wins, not a single defeat. He broke down elite champions with strategy, silenced superstars with precision, and dominated the sport financially as well as competitively. When he stepped away, he did it on his own terms, leaving behind an aura that seemed impossible to duplicate. The belief was clear. No fighter could ever blend ring IQ, technical brilliance, and commercial success the way he did.
You know, I had 70 fights, 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
View
The
3.
greatest of all time.
Then came Terence Crawford. He was exactly what boxing seemed to need after Mayweather stepped away. Sharp, disciplined, and relentless. He tore through the welterweight division, broke down champions, and showcased his dominance across multiple weight classes. But the moment that truly changed everything, the turning point that shifted the entire conversation, was when he stepped up to face Canelo Alvarez. Interview 4.
You know, you said something about what fighters go through, and you've seen enough guys that the game is taken from. It's a hard game to get through. Can you get a better ending than tonight? I mean, really?
Not at all. Not at all. This is the top of the top. You know, Canelo is, you know, an all-time great. Like I said before, he's the last one.
He was the A side of the age.
There's no more Canelos, you know.
So,
there's no more. So, you know, when you look around, you say, I'm the Canelo. You know, I'm the face of boxing now. And I'm the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, like I always been. You know, just gotta wait and see.
Most people doubted him before the opening bell. Too small, they said. Overmatched in size, they insisted. But Crawford didn't just survive, he took command. He dismantled Canelo round by round, transforming what many predicted would be a mismatch into a defining statement. It wasn't merely a victory, it was total control. And in that single night, the boxing landscape seemed to shift. For the first time in years, fans and analysts began asking the once unthinkable question: was Floyd Mayweather still the benchmark of greatness of this era? Or had Crawford just claimed that distinction for himself?
Crawford had the ability to fight backwards and stay composed, good defense, hands was always up, countering everything that Canelo was throwing at him. He was just a little more active fight. Canelo did hit him to the body, but it was pretty much all Terence Crawford.
I think some of what we saw from Canelo is what he has to resort to now to fight. Maybe he's dealt with some injuries to where he's not as mobile. It's just the pattern that he's put himself in for the last, 6 to 8 fights. That same pattern is why Bivol was able to get him.
He did not allow Canelo to get inside, man. As soon as Canelo would get into that certain range, he would jab him. We didn't see any like lateral moves where he would throw, push off to the side, as we used to see Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo was almost smothering his shot because he couldn't stay at range with him. And Terence Crawford runs off counter combinations. It would be a wider margin if they fought it.
And then came the remark that ignited everything. Canelo Alvarez, the only fighter to have shared the ring with both men, openly stated that Crawford was the better fighter. That single admission sent shockwaves throughout the boxing world and fueled a debate that had been quietly simmering for years.
And lastly, for me, champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence Bud Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
That one remark shook the entire sport. For years, Floyd had built his image around the idea that everything came easy to him. Easy work wasn't just a catchphrase. It was part of his identity. And Canelo was often portrayed as just another routine night at the office, a challenge handled without real danger or difficulty. Interview 7.
Easy, man. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
Interview 7.
Easy.
So when Canelo suddenly shifted the narrative and seemingly placed that crown on Crawford's head, something changed. The man who once stood alone at the summit could now feel a new presence entering conversations that had always belonged to him. A new name, a new comparison. And when your legacy is built on being untouchable, that kind of challenge hits differently. From that moment, Floyd's energy felt different. His tone in interviews began to shift. He hinted at unfinished business, suggesting he might not be completely done. He floated the idea of one last meaningful fight. Not another overseas exhibition, not an influencer spectacle, but a real bout, one that truly mattered. Interview.
Any chance that you would take a professional bout in the future after Mike, or is that off the table?
Let's own it. Let's own it. It's been talks. It's been talks. It's possible.
Okay, so not totally against that possibility.
No, not at all. Not at
Interview.
all. But we just.
And the name at the top of that list was the very man who dismantled Canelo, Terence Bud Crawford. For Floyd, this was no longer about paychecks or business opportunities. It became personal. It was about legacy, about pride, about reclaiming control of a narrative before it moves forward without him at the center of it.
One is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going out that much.
Now,
U9. And that's precisely why the face-off carried so much intensity. When Floyd stood across from Crawford, it wasn't for entertainment. It was personal. But before the world can even think about Crawford versus Mayweather, Floyd has another challenge ahead. Next April, he's scheduled to step into the ring with Mike Tyson in an exhibition bout that has the entire fight world watching
Tell the story.
closely.
Where does he rank
Interview
now?
10.
All time. Ending this interview.
Number one, and the only one that he got at the top is Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford's this generation guy. You know what I'm saying? Accomplishing all the goals that he accomplished.
Matched up? How do they match up, Floyd and Terence?
Hey, I'm like this, man. It's going to be great because Floyd, he's about his work. He put in work. We've been watching it for decades. You know what I'm saying? Him coming out of retirement to do this fight, that's a win for the whole world boxing. Every generation from Floyd's generation to this generation, they get to see it come. That's just like we never get to see Michael Jordan play, right? But we remember when he used to play. Come on.
Interview 10. That wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss any of our upcoming content. Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your take. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you in the next one.